All eyes on Doge. Big runner. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big runner. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Up. Movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Everybody, Kriss here. Welcome. It's a Saturday. How's everybody doing? We're chilling. We're chilling on a Saturday. Saturday afternoon here, maybe Saturday evening where you are, or maybe it's still the morning. But I'm doing good. Hey, look what we got going on with Dogecoin. Exactly as predicted from yesterday's epic 6-hour live stream, right? Let me go to the 15-minute chart. You can see that, right? We were talking about Dogecoin because it was just right here, right around 24 cents or so. And I was like, typically when we have big runs like that, right? Typically when we have big runs like that, it's going to retrace, probably will go down. And I said, right to like 22.99, and then it will come up and go sideways. And look what happened last night. It retraced down to 22.95, pretty close, and then comes back up and goes sideways. So if you traded it, you were buying at 22.95, 22.99. That's where you were buying right there. Last night on the dip. Could we dip down there again? Sure. But right now, as we're heading into the fall, and on the charts I'm going to be showing you, right? Alt season coming. Got signs of it. We'll show you that. It's coin count. You got to increase your coin count. You got to be ready for what's coming. Is there 100% guarantee? No, but there is. Really, dude? No need to rush into buying this thing since it's always bearish. It's a very bearish asset. Well, Con, I gave you the floor. I put your comment up on the chart. And I completely disagree. So you wait for your 16-cent Dogecoin. I'm going to keep buying on the dips, increasing my coin count, and I'm going to be ready for the fall. So that's what I'm going to do. But hey, you do you, right? That's all right. You do you. Look, we had our magnet up here, right, on Friday. From Thursday, we had the magnet, right, trying to get over 22 cents. And then Friday morning, kaboom, right? The whole Jerome Powell thing and all of that. And then we had our epic 6-hour live stream. And with that, Doge came up over 24 cents. We had the magnet there, right? And then I said line or magnet going forward. And I said line. A lot of you said magnet, but I said line. And it dipped down as predicted. And now here we are, looking very strong. Dogecoin outperforming Bitcoin on a red day, which doesn't happen all the time. Now, ETH is taking a breather after the new all-time high that was hit. And we saw it live here. If you were here during the live stream, you saw ETH hit a new all-time high. So ETH is taking a breather, but we have some other altcoins that are in the green. Solana is one of them that is doing well. VeChain, VeChain had this huge run in 2021. So is VeChain going to be one of them that we see this fall going on a huge run? We have Crow up. We have Avalanche also up. And we've got Aave. And then we have the two layer twos on ETH, Arbitrum up and Optimism up. So that's kind of what's happening right now. Bitcoin dominance is, of course, down. And we'll show that on a chart as well, as Bitcoin dominance is very weak. And we have Dogecoin versus Bitcoin up over our blue 20 line. And like I said, once it gets up to 30, then we're talking about maybe you might want to take a little bit of your Doge and flip it over to Bitcoin, see what the risk is. I don't know. But we'll be watching that as well. So let me get started here, and then we'll get to the Q&A and chat. Like, is alt season finally here, right? After Powell's speech and after Ethereum's new all-time high, is this the start of alt season? Alt season, that's right. Alt season isn't confirmed yet, but Coinbase predicts September could mark its start. There are many saying that this speech from Jerome Powell was enough to start alt season. And so we will be watching that. We will be watching for all of those signs. Bitcoin dominance continues to go down. If that continues and it doesn't follow the Ben Cowan, prediction that Bitcoin dominance is going to go way back up in September into October, and I'm like, I don't know. Pesky retail traders might start aping into these alts and getting ready for the blow off top for this bull cycle. Titan of Crypto is like, look, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. We have ETH versus Bitcoin. And of course, this has been going on since April. This is on a monthly, right? So April, May, June, July, August. We've got ETH outperforming Bitcoin. And this could be that breakout from that downward resistance line that could signal something much more major for ETH versus Bitcoin. Hashtag alt season. Hashtag alt season. Let's look at this one. Bitcoin dominance, right? It's just the opposite. Bitcoin dominance has fallen down below an upward sloping support line, a 1,000-day trend. If you don't believe in alt season now, I don't know what will convince you. So you're the only one looking at that kind of stuff, Con. No one else is looking at a 40% drop from here. So again, I don't know what to tell you, dude, but alt season. The altcoin season index is now at 61. It needs to be at 75 to be truly an alt season. And the last time we did that, of course, was November 2024. Of course, Dogecoin went up 300%, up to 48 cents then. And we are looking for that. So we'll see if alt season comes up. Ben Cowan is not saying that Dogecoin is going to drop 40%. So no, Ben Cowan doesn't even talk about Dogecoin. That's you taking something Ben Cowan is saying and applying it to Dogecoin. So going to keep it real here, dude. Going to keep it real here. Yes, he did say Bitcoin is about to show who daddy is, and I don't believe that that's going to happen. So and collectively, altcoins are not dropping 40%. Absolutely not. So alt season. Bitcoin dominance down. And it's interesting because Bitcoin does hit a peaks. And what Mags is looking at here is Bitcoin dominance tends to bottom out when there are blow-off tops on Bitcoin, which is kind of interesting because those blow-off tops on Bitcoin are also blow-off tops on alts. And then what happens? Bitcoin starts to go down and the alts drop harder in a bear market, right? alts drop harder in a bear market. We saw that in 2022, obviously huge, right? We haven't had the peak here yet. So what Mags is saying is, look, Bitcoin's still going to go up higher. Alts will outperform Bitcoin as Bitcoin goes up higher, right? Alts will outperform, and we're going to have Bitcoin dominance drop. Now, I don't think it's going down to 40. I'm predicting maybe 50. It's not going to be as huge of a drop in Bitcoin dominance, I don't think, this time around as what we saw in 2021. But we shall see. But even if it does half that, right, and it drops to 50, right, that means alts are still outperforming Bitcoin. So this is what I'm watching here. This means alt season as we have Bitcoin dominance dropping. And we see signs of it. Like I just went through my watch list, right? Most of the market is in the red, except we got Solana and we've got VeChain and we've got Crow and Avalanche and Aave and Arbitrum. You know, these are going up. So retail's buying these alts. They're not buying Bitcoin. They're not buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin is down. So that's what I'm seeing right now. That's what I'm seeing. Meanwhile, we've got $2 billion in short positions to be liquidated, shorts to be liquidated on Bitcoin alone if Bitcoin goes up to 120,000, which I think Bitcoin is going to do. Bitcoin is going to go on a run, probably next week, we'll see, and start taking out more of those shorts. When that happens, alts, particularly ETH, will be going up and taking out big shorts as well. That's coming. And that's what moves the market. It's going to be the longs and the shorts. That's what's coming as well. Ali reposts this big triangle on Doge saying Dogecoin is getting ready for a 30% price move. But he doesn't say which way or what it is. Again, he did the same thing the other day. And it was just like, okay. 30% price move. Okay, we're ready. Ali, which way? Which way? And then, as we still chop around, people get bored and they start chasing what are they going to chase? They're going to chase stupid meme tokens, right? And the celebrity tokens. And Lark says, look, if you lost money on the Trump token, you lost money on Melania, you lost money on Easy, right? The new Easy. It's like, look, the next time you see another celebrity coin and you feel the urge to FOMO in, just do yourself a favor and instead buy some Bitcoin or buy some Dogecoin. Don't buy that crap. Don't buy the celebrity tokens. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. This is financial advice. Don't do it. For every one celebrity token that might go up somewhat, 10x maybe, if it's lucky. It's not going to do 100x. Celebrity tokens don't do that. There's 99 of them that are going to zero. Yes, for every one that goes up, 99 go down. The odds are bad. The odds are really, really bad. So,
just want to take a quick moment to not pour my coffee out, but metaphorically pouring out.
We won't listen to Lark. Anyway, you get the point, right? Buy the ones that matter. Don't go chasing a dream. If you want to take some small piece of your portfolio and throw it into some low market cap alt meme thing. You can try it, but don't go all in. Like, don't be pulling money out of Bitcoin and Doge to go chase some new stupid meme token. And that is financial advice. And then someone is going to come on here and say, I made 100x on XYZ token. I'm going to be like, awesome. Golf clap. Good for you. But how many others did you lose money on? The typical gambler's mentality. You won't talk about the ones you actually lost money on. You'll just talk about the one that you made money on and feel proud of yourself. And I'm like, yeah, not happening. Look, we still have these Dogecoin ETFs. October 17th, right? That's the final SEC deadline, October 17th. We're just like a month and a half away. We're a month and a half away from that. Are you going to be selling your Dogecoin before that happens? What? And for alts, for Altseason, we've got Litecoin, Solana, XRP, Doge, Cardano, Polkadot, HBAR, Avalanche, SWI, like all of these, right, are coming. ETFs for the alts are coming. Altseason is coming. So that's what we have to look forward to. And look, Dogecoin's green for the month, up 13% for the month of August, following a 27% rise in July. And we got some people who just continue to talk about huge declines in prices. And I'm like, we are on a roll right now, up 27% in July, up 13% in August. And we got a lot of bears in the house. Whatever. I'm looking at what's going on and I'm like, things are generally looking pretty good right now. This morning's video, right? The whole bullish formation. If you didn't see this morning's video, you got to watch it because it's a good one. Another good one, another banger from KrissPax, showing this whole bullish formation that's happening on Dogecoin compared with what Bitcoin has done. And that whole setup is not bearish. It is not bearish. So I invite you to check that out in my video from this morning. We will watch any big liquidations that happen. Looks like we had one on Polkadot, a short, $200,000 short on Polkadot. Who's shorting Polkadot? Well, they got wiped out. Some ETH, some Bitcoin, but it's pretty quiet on the liquidation front right now. It is a Saturday. So we have that. And the FedWatch, interesting on the FedWatch tool, the odds of a 25 basis point rate cut for the Fed on September 17th is now down to 75% again. So interesting. After the Jerome Powell speech, this thing went up into the upper 80s and now all the way back down to 75%. So kind of interesting how this thing is kind of moving around. Kind of interesting. So, I'll just keep my tabs on that. And then if anybody wants to talk about mining and Dogecoin mining, we covered this last week. Again, there's a big sale going on the ElphaPex DG Home 1 miner, of which I also have an affiliate with them, and you get an extra $200 off. Yes, $200 off the already on sale DG1 Home, which is already $670 off for the next 2 weeks. And then with my extra $200, you can get this thing for $900. $900 for an ASIC miner where you can mine Dogecoin and Litecoin and Bells, merge mine. You can get all of those coins in the comfort of your home. because this DG1 home miner here doesn't need a special electricity, special plug, or any of that, which is why I like it. So we were talking about that last week, and I made a whole video on that. If you want to check that out as well on my channel here, you can look into this video called "I'm Getting Into Dogecoin Mining," and I cover all of that in detail there. But I'll be happy, of course, to answer your questions. Of course, is Dogecoin a good investment? Is a banger video. The last 5 minutes of that, I go into Dogecoin versus Bitcoin over time, and the reality and the data will knock your socks off. It just will knock your socks off. It's that kind of thing where it's like, for those saying that, oh, Bitcoin outperforms Doge, no, it doesn't. Over some periods of time, it does. But over longer periods of time, Dogecoin has consistently outperformed Bitcoin. So I cover that in that video. And then this morning, I talk about this new bullish structure for this morning's video. So all of these are great. I invite you to watch them if you haven't already. Let's do some Q&A. Is 45 cents possible again? Yes, Ramses. 45 cent Doge is possible on this next big run. But what we're going to talk about going into this fall, it's going to be, again, looking at the structure, looking at layers, and not waiting for a specific price to hit, but talk about strategies on taking profits, not waiting for one particular price, but looking at the structure, the news, the calendar, what's going on when, because we don't know when the top is going to be. We don't know. Obviously, some in the chat think it already topped. I'm not in that category. I think we're going up higher in the fall, just like all those charts I just showed over the last 10 minutes. So if some of you are just coming into the live stream, you can scroll back about 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can get caught up on all of the alt season vibes and setups and charts that are looking pretty good. So some believe we haven't even started the bull run yet. No clue on how high the pump will be. Yes, Chadwick. And no technical analysis, fib lines, or anything else are going to tell you that. So you can go watch these other TA guys and, oh, it's going to hit the 1.618, the 2.357. That's all garbage. It's all garbage. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. So, Davey Boy thinks Doge or Bitcoin's going higher than 125. I think so too. Also because I want to be in the green and positive. I'm making money on the Bitcoin that I bought at 125. That'll be an exciting time when that Bitcoin that I bought turns green. That will be awesome. So we will be looking at that. Yep. Jay Neal says he's going to sell before the ETFs and then buy again. Try and do the old swing trade thing. Half the time you're going to get burnt on swing trades. It's just going to be about half the time you're going to get burnt. So be careful with that. Be careful. Hello, Kaimaku. How are you? Hey, Duchess. I need a good laugh. The Meghan Markle coin. Yeah, exactly, right? Where's the Meghan Markle coin? Right. Celebrities are successful people. They know what they're talking about. How can you not invest in them? Come on. Oh. RR, how you doing? Stick to the crypto on the top 10 list. You can use a small part of your portfolio to go down a little bit on, a couple of, that might do better, but I typically stay in the top 100. Every time that I've gone outside of that, it hasn't done well. It just doesn't work out. So the Hawk Tua coin is coming back, right? Hawk Tua, it's coming back. Ooh. I lost my house because of Annie in underwear coin. Went all in on the Annie in underwear. That's awesome. Awesome. Wave 5, for those that are into the Elliott wave theory, sure, right? Let's go. Let's go. The fib talk is hilarious. I think it is. And it's just amazing how many people use those fib lines. And I'm just like, oh. Oh. Like the next fib line on ETH is like at $9,000 ETH. There's nothing in between. And it's just like, okay, I'll believe it when I see it. Is it worth it to put $50 into Bitcoin? Well, I put $10 into Bitcoin at 125. So $50 at 115. It's not bad. It's not bad idea to have some Bitcoin in your portfolio. Even though altcoins will outperform it over the next few months, in my opinion, it's still not bad to have. I'm not selling my Bitcoin and flipping it into alts right now. I'm not doing that. I'm keeping the Bitcoin. I'm keeping that Bitcoin. The chat becomes more rational as the market cycle has humbled the moon boys and moon girls. There is a lot of truth to that, Chadwick. That is true. And every time someone does something stupid and they fess up to it, they're like, yep, I shouldn't have done that. Many of them won't fess up to it. They'll just swallow their pride in silence and listen in, right? And they'll just be lurking. They'll just be lurking in the live stream, right? Because they know they did something stupid, right? Oh. I sold my kids and bought sheep. Hey, kids cost a lot of money these days, right, Nick? Hey, Sean, I've never sold my crypto on Robinhood, but when you hit sell, it gives options for USD. It's just USD. You just sell it and you get, it goes in back into your buying power. That's it. It's not market makers on, Robinhood. There's no market making on Robinhood. It's just there's just a big split, between the bid and the ask price, with the current price somewhere in the middle. So the current price is $23.67. So if you tried to sell market price right now at $23.67, you're going to get like $23.55 or something, right? You're just going to get less. But it's just cash, goes into your buying power again. That's it. There's no market makers. The Robinhood price generally just follows an average of all the other big exchanges. That's all it does. There's no market making on Robinhood. Good luck. Happy Saturday. The way I see it, if crypto is on the list, it's better odds that it will stay alive. That's true. Hey, Ramon, rock and roll. I've seen one YouTuber sold half of his crypto holdings last Thursday and expected to buy lower after the Powell speech. He got burnt. Don't play games, like I said, right? And just last week, I said, I'm not swing trading this market. I'm not doing it. Too much uncertainty, right? I said that. Too much uncertainty. There you go. Someone got burned. Bitcoin's for everybody. Anybody can buy Bitcoin. You can buy sats. Go check out BTC Isla and what she's doing, right? She's on the last day now of her 21 days of Bitcoin and just going around Isla de Mujeres, the island where she lives, and getting retailers to accept Bitcoin, and she's spending Bitcoin. This is actually a good time to be spending Bitcoin when Bitcoin's at $115,000, right? You're getting good buying power on Bitcoin at this price. Will Bitcoin go higher? Probably. Will it go back to 115? Maybe. In the bear market, we don't know. But yeah, you can buy sats. I think everyone's changed their tune now for retail. You don't have to be a whole coiner, right? You don't have to hold one Bitcoin. Shoot for 0.1 Bitcoin now. They just want you to buy, right? They just want everybody to buy and pump the price. But you can still buy. You can still buy some Bitcoin. It's good to have in your portfolio some Bitcoin. So even if things go bad, there's still a chance to recover long term. If you're only dealing in the top cryptos, most likely. Why are so many people's wallets getting drained on X? Well, they're not getting drained on Con, right? There's nothing on the X platform that gets people to connect your wallet to get drained. No, they're clicking on links, right, that are posted there and going chasing some fantasy dream of airdrops or, free crypto, connecting their wallet to something that they don't even know what it is, and then your wallet gets drained. So those are people doing dumb things. Their wallets aren't getting drained just by being on X. No, they're connecting their wallet to get some free airdrop or free crypto, and then their wallet gets drained. So they're actually doing that themselves. You sold half your Doge yesterday, bought back today. Yeah, well, you got somewhat 5% more or something. ETH 8,000 maybe. That'd be a big move from ETH from here to get to 8,000. Maybe by the end of the cycle. I don't follow Monero. What is it, 300 now or something? I don't even know where Monero is right now in its price. Not even 269. You think it's going to 1,000? I don't think Monero is going to do that. Monero is actually looking pretty weak right now. I mean, a lot of it is because it's not on most major exchanges because of the security thing. And exchanges don't want to get fined by the SEC. So yeah, I wouldn't be betting on Monero. Yeah, that's what RR was saying too. Just concentrate on the top 10 to 20 altcoins and then get ready to take profits. No fessing for you, Ryan. Be smart. And I'm here, Duchess. Live stream on Saturday. Hi, Duchess's husband. Hello. How many dollars off from the all-time high did you buy from Bitcoin? I bought over the all-time high, Plea Man. I bought over the all-time high. That's how many dollars. Because I'm talented. I bought on Robinhood at market at the top, and it charged me more than the all-time high. That takes talent to do that. I posted it on X. My buy over $125,000. And Bitcoin never hit 125. I think the high was what, 124.2 or 124.3? But I got Bitcoin over 125,000 because I'm special. I got the all-time high and then some, thanks to Robinhood. It was only $10, but I was making a point, right, of what not to do. Don't buy on the big green candle. So I did it for the fun of it, but it turned out to be just a really funny event. So when I hit buy and I got over 125, I was just like, this is awesome. This is awesome. Oh, my price prediction for August. Well, I made it 23 days ago. And I said that, and at that time, Dogecoin was around 20 cents. And I said, we'll probably end up the end of August, probably between 21 and 22 cents, maybe 23. And you can go back and you can watch that video if you need to be proven that's what I said, because some people don't believe me. I don't know why. It's all on video. Why would I lie? Right? I said it. It's on my video. It's on my channel. It is what it is. So that's what I said. So you've got to sell Doge at $1.05 to get $1 on Robinhood. Something like that. Well, maybe not $1.05. It's usually 0.0012. 0.0012 is, but once you get over $1, it might be bigger. I don't know. I don't know how Robinhood is going to act when Doge gets up that price. But right now, it's about a 0.0012. So 23.63, if you sold now, you would get 23.51 maybe. It's like 0.0012. And you can see it if you look on the app, you can actually go in and you can say sell, not actually hit the final sell, and you'll see what the price is, what they're going to give you. You can see that on the Robinhood app. Yep, Ramon is still stuck with 31 cents end of August. I'm not that bullish, but I know Ramon is. Had some dry powder for Doge, saw 2 kids in the parking lot with a dead battery. After they got it jumped, I used my Dogecoin powder to buy them a new battery. That's nice. Some's best. Doing only good every day. That's awesome. Will Pengu and Bonk go on runs? Yes. Pengu, Bonk, Pepe, Whiff, they're all going to go on runs. The memes are going to go. Yes. Are they going to go at a higher percentage than Doge? Maybe. We'll see. No, Robinhood does not take fees. They just have a big spread between the current price and the bid or the ask, depending on when you're buying or selling. Just click this link to have Trump and Elon Musk double your crypto. Yeah, do that, right? And connect your wallet. Just connect your wallet here on this link. No. Yeah, that's because people are stupid, Con. I do not connect my wallets to anything. I don't care what kind of promises there are for airdrops, or I'm not doing it. If you're going to do something like that, just create a new wallet, right? If you think that you've got some inside scoop on some airdrop, right? Just don't use a wallet that's full of crypto. Just create a new one. There's so many different wallet platforms. Just go to Trust or MetaMask or something else, right? And connect a new wallet. Just do that. These people are stupid. They've got thousands of dollars of crypto and they're just going to connect it to any. You don't know what these guys are. Dumb. Do crypto purchases offset selling for tax purposes? No, they do not. They do not. When you sell, you sell, and that's the tax burden. Doesn't matter what you do with the money after, whether you rebuy or whatever, doesn't have an effect. All right, JJ. I will remember. Monero. Gotcha. Aave, Pengu, Lido, Arbitron. Yep. Pengu, But today, Aave, Lido, and Arbitrum, yeah. I guess Pengu is kind of doing today. That's true. I did see that. If you go to CoinMarketCap and you just, let me refresh and see the latest and greatest, right? And see the 24 hours. Yeah, Aave number 1, Pengu number 2. Over the past 24 hours. I'll take it. Hi, William. Will Doge hit all-time high in 2025? We don't know. We don't know, Rochelle. And there's nothing that's going to tell you that. Let's just watch along, see what happens, see what the news is, right? And watch the structure, the trading structure. We'll watch the shorts and the longs, right? We'll be there every step of the way through the end of this bull cycle and see what happens. But nobody can tell you whether Doge is going to hit an all-time high or not. I might have started a PAX live stream challenge, a competition to see who can hold the highest Bitcoin buy. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, Adam. Actually, Ryan and I have one on ETH though. Is we're gonna each try and buy $10 of ETH and see who can buy it higher. We're gonna do that. Dip early September happens every year, Nick. Every year there's a dip. First week of September. That's when you need to have some dry powder ready to buy on the dip. Forks, you're looking to at least get over the previous all-time high, but not hoping for $1. Okay. Imagine the person that hit Trump at the wrong time. In the blink of an eye, it went from 10 to 94. 10 to 94. Is that on the stock? Somebody must have had a limit order set. And then someone came in with a market buy and there was a low liquidity moment. And they ended up paying $94. Oh. Yeah, I'm not going to get into the dollar thing with, it would be fun to do, but this whole dollar Dogecoin thing, I want to get people away from thinking that. I connect my wallet everywhere, but with no money on it. That's the way to do it. Yeah, create a Trust wallet or MetaMask wallet with no money in there. You just put whatever the minimum is you need for the airdrop, a little Sol or a little ETH or whatever it is, and that's it. In the United States, the tax you have to pay varies depending on if the crypto you're selling is a long-term or short-term capital gains, meaning did you hold it for a year or not? And then it also depends on, in the United States, which state you live in, because you have a state tax on top of the federal tax. So it varies. Worst case, 37% maybe of a short-term capital gains between federal and state. That means like over a third of your profit gone. Which is why I have the strategy of holding for at least a year, so I'm not paying 37%. Paying more like 18% or something. 20%. I don't know. I don't know what it's going to end up being. It also depends on your tax bracket, what's your adjusted gross income, there's a lot of factors. We'll be talking about all of that in December. We're going to have a kick-ass live stream that's going to be crypto taxes, the third annual KrissPax Epic Tax live stream. We'll be doing nothing but talking about taxes on crypto. And we do that in December instead of next April, because December is when you need to be making decisions while it's still tax year 2025. Because you might want to do some tax loss harvesting, all of that stuff. So we're going to talk about that in December. No one beats your ADA purchase at $1.53. Yes. You must have been feeling bullish on Cardano to be buying there, right? You were bullish on Cardano. People taking out a crypto to pay bills, vacation, all of that. Yeah, but that happens every month. It was on the stock. Yeah, that's somebody who probably had, just on a whim, just set a limit sell order at $94. And then someone came along at just the right time when market makers weren't paying attention, right? And they did a market order sell, or a market order buy, and then ended up buying some of that stock for $94. That's how that works. RR thinks a reasonable bet would be Doge to hit 40 cents. The EU is making it hard on crypto investors. Yeah. $69. Just a number, right? Ramon, 69, just a number. You've been DCAing, making money from cash to crypto. And now they ask me for 3 months of bank statements to justify your portfolio. Oh my God. That is crazy. Crypto is in the bad category. So dumb. Well, we'll see how that plays out. The EU is going to be left behind. In Norway, you've got 22% tax on crypto gains regardless. Yeah, in the United States, it's short-term or long-term. And then the states are the states. Some states have no tax. Other states have big taxes. I'm not going to answer your question. Broadcast. Do you get taxed on gains if they never make it to USDC? Yes. As soon as you sell Doge, let's say to USDC or USDT, that's the sale. That's the taxable event to a stable coin. Yes. That is the taxable event. You were bullish as all get out. I could tell just by the way you stated that. I was like, yep, somebody thought Cardano was going much higher. You spoke with your advisor recently. He notified me that he does not have a lot of patience. He's invested in crypto, though. Yeah, you got to have patience in crypto. Absolutely. 69,420. Well, that would be the number, wouldn't it? My dry powder is turning into candy, waiting for the big dip. Rip the Band-Aid off. Let's go. All things in time. The EU wants to tax you even if you lose just to justify. Oh my God. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Norway never became a member of the EU. Then you think there's going to be a Sunday night pump and then a Monday morning sell-off. It's usually one or the other, right? If it dumps Sunday night, then usually we get some buying on Monday morning. But you think it's going to be the opposite. I have to verify my wallet every time I deposit money. What a pain. What do I think about the Wyoming stablecoin? I don't think of it. All of that stuff involved with stablecoins, I just tune out. Because you know what the government wants, right? The government wants all the stablecoin usage because it's backed by the dollar. That's what the government wants. Anything that's backed by the dollar, they're all for. But this whole idea about buying Bitcoin for a Bitcoin strategic reserve, they're not going to do that. The government's not going to buy ETH. They're not going to buy other cryptos. But stablecoins, they're going to do that big time because stablecoins are backed by the dollar. That's what they want. So now states are getting into the same thing. Of course, that was, Senator Lummis, who's from Wyoming. So she championed that for her state to set an example of what other states could do, create their own stable coins. The government will love that. But don't talk about spending other cryptocurrencies that aren't US dollar backed. No. They're not going to like that. So as far as they're concerned, the rest of crypto is just investing, not to be used as a currency. The government is not going to support any of that. They want stablecoins. I think that's why a stablecoin is being built on Dogecoin now. So the stablecoin becomes the currency backed by Doge, right? Well, it's pegged to the dollar, but it's on the Dogecoin blockchain. We'll see how that works. I don't know yet. Yeah, the EU can't stop crypto because crypto is worldwide, but they can make it a pain in the ass for the people in the EU to buy and sell crypto. That's for sure. That is for sure. Yeah, come on, Megal, right? We'll see this week. I'm new. You got to be patient. This one morning, you'll wake up and it's going to be $2 or something. It's going to be like, okay, there it goes. That's what Megal does. I sold XPEV for profit, small profit, to buy Megal in at $1.27. And so I'm up on the Megal, 10 cents. But XPEV has just been going great, just continuing to move up and up and up. And I'm just like, damn. But oh well. That's how it works. Drill, baby, drill. Trump wants to keep energy costs down, and that's what he's going to do. You could move to Dubai. Of course, in the United States, if you move to Dubai in tax year 2025 and then sell your crypto in Dubai, the IRS is going to go after you for your capital gains tax because you bought the crypto while you were in the United States. They're going to come after you. Now, anything you bought in 2026, you're good. US has no clause on you there if you're in Dubai buying crypto in 2026. But 2025, if you bought it here and then you sell it in Dubai, they're going to want their tax. Just one of those things. I know a lot of people from Spain that moved over here to Dubai. And there's a lot of Americans there too. Negative narratives. Hector, that's a good question. That's a really good question. One is going to be the whole Putin-Zelensky thing with Ukraine, Russia, right? If that can't be solved and it possibly escalates into something bigger, that would be bad. The other would be Israel, Gaza, Iraq, Hamas, other neighboring countries, like a bigger war, like pops up there in the Mideast, right? That could be bad. I don't think the economics overall are too bad. I mean, a lot of people are talking about recession, but we just talked, right? Trump, drill, baby, drill. He's avoiding recession by having cheap energy costs. And the tariffs aren't helping on the short term, but they will in the long term, I think. The long-term goal of building factories, manufacturing here in the United States to keep people employed, making more products here as opposed to buying them from overseas. So a little short-term pain for longer-term gain on that front. But I don't think there's a big bank crisis looming, or, I mean, the stock market is a little toppy, right? S&P 500 near all-time high, NASDAQ way up, a lot of stocks way overvalued, but it's not like bubble kind of thing, like the dot-com internet bubble, from 2000. It's not like that. I don't feel that. But yeah, that's a good question, to just be aware of what's going on that could cause a big pullback. But I haven't heard anything directly tied to like dumping crypto. I owe 1 ETH to this person. What is the best way to pay that person? You can transfer. Coinbase allows you to transfer out to any ETH wallet. So if you get their wallet, you could transfer it from Coinbase. Coinbase puts a little fee on it. You could do it from Robinhood. You could buy the ETH on Robinhood and you can transfer it out as well. Can I sell Dogecoin without going to a centralized exchange? Yes. There are swaps you can do on DEXs with Dogecoin. You can swap it on a lot of different DEXs, decentralized exchanges. I know, right, David? That's it exactly. The United States does not want the dollar backed by gold, but they want crypto backed by the dollar. Oh, the irony. Exactly. That's it right there. And of course, crypto backed by the dollar isn't crypto. That's just stable coins. That's not a cryptocurrency. It's just funny. They call that crypto. Ben has a somewhat negative narrative. It isn't total. He's still a Bitcoin maxi, and he's still talking about Bitcoin. He talks about ETH and alts a bit, but most of his narrative is all about Bitcoin. And I mean, he's a believer in certain cycles, right? And certain things that happen. And Bitcoin's going to drop down to whatever the support band is that he shows, which is right now at about 105. I think from his latest video when he showed that, the support band. And he says, oh, it does it every time. It doesn't have to. Marlon, we think we'll see a bull market in 2026. So that would go against the 4-year cycles. And I'm still a believer in the 4-year cycles. So I am not expecting a bull market in crypto in 2026. I'm expecting a pullback. Now, we don't know what's going to happen, right? Just because it happened before, 3 times in a row, doesn't mean that it absolutely has to. But I'm sticking with the 4-year cycle theory, and that I'm going to be out of most of my crypto by the end of 2025. But that's just me. That's just what I'm doing. And if I miss, I'm still going to have some Bitcoin and some Doge. I'm going to keep some just in case there's a super cycle, extended cycle, whatever, into 2026. I'll keep some. But I'm playing the odds, reducing my risk. 2022 was bad, right? 2018 was bad. 2026, we'll see. Why did MetaMask actually go into a stable account and not onto its own? That's a good question. Maybe because they didn't want to deal with the whole volatility of what a token can do. Didn't want to get into the whole problems of devs and early investors making a ton of money on the backs of other people. MetaMask makes their money just by their wallet, and they just want to keep it at that. So a stable coin is the safe way to do it. Maybe. Go up already, doggy. Patience. Patience. Yo, what's up? We're good. I don't know what simple swap is. What is simple swap? Simple swap. Non-custodial, registration-free cryptocurrency exchange platform launched in 2018 based in the Marshall Islands. It allows users to swap over 2,000 cryptos and fiat without needing to create an account or undergo mandatory KYC verification for most transactions. The platform is designed to be user-friendly, supporting both beginners and experienced traders. SimpleSwap aggregates liquidity from major exchanges like Binance, Bittrex, and OKX to offer competitive rates. While praised for its simplicity and privacy, some users report higher fees, occasional delays, Customer support is responsive. Reviews on platforms like Trustpilot are pretty high. Mixed experiences, some alleging delays or KYC issues for larger transactions. It doesn't sound too bad, according to Grok. Doesn't sound too bad. I'm just going to stick with the exchanges, and I'm not going to get into swapping and something like that. So Doge is dipping. Oh no, it's crashing. Oh! Yeah, so I'm new. Probably what I would do is sell near the end of 2026 or 2025 and then start buying back in near the end of 2026. Okay, that's the theory, right? We don't know what the prices are going to do in that year time frame. If it's anything like 2022, though, the prices are going to be a lot lower in November and December of 2022 than they are in January, if the 4-year cycles are still in play. Just a theory. Just a theory. We might not see the real bottom until a few years into the next bear market. Generally, it goes pretty quick. What happens when there are blow-off tops is you've got people doing stupid things, FTX, Luna, right? Voyager, Celsius, right? All of those very risky platforms doing stupid things. Stay away from those. There'll be new ones that'll pop up, or there are some that are already made that are just waiting. You don't want to be involved in those. As soon as those things start going under, there'll be a cascading effect and there'll be another bear market. In theory. Is the rate cut priced in already? When the rate cut happens, it'll be volatile, even if it's already priced in. Am I going to expand on mining Dogecoin after I set up the home miner? Yeah, I'm going to see how it goes. We'll get one. We'll see how it goes. And take it from there. I want to be in the game, so I want to at least do one. Hey, music. Happy Saturday to you. We need 48-cent Doge. That'd be nice. Is it better to just buy Doge? Yeah, it is. It is. But I want to be part of the mining community. And although I might not be as profitable if I just buy Doge on the dips and sell at the top, it will be yeah, I know what you mean, versus mining. But I want to be supporting Dogecoin as a proof of work cryptocurrency. So I want to mine it. It would be cheaper for me overall, most likely, just to buy on dips, right? And take profits on the rips, right? But I want to get into the Dogecoin mining. I want to mine Dogecoin. I want to be creating Dogecoins into my wallet from mining. I have high electricity costs here in Boston. I'm not going to be super profitable at 23-cent Doge. But at 43-cent Dogecoin, now we're talking, and I'll be in the game. So the last rate cut was December, Rob. And we went down after that. But those were weird times because if you remember, Jerome Powell said during the Q&A session, somebody asked about forecasting 2025, and he said something like, don't expect more rate cuts in 2025. And that's tanked the whole market. It tanked the whole market. So you can't just look at the charts and say the rate cut caused that to happen, because it wasn't. We had just gone on a huge run. Everything was high in price after the Trump election. Then they cut rates in December. But Powell said what he said. Super, super hawkish for looking at rate cuts going forward. And the market's tanked. So. At my mining farm, my cost of Doge is about 12 cents. It's like getting a discount. There you go, MB. Yeah, I remember that. Exactly, Rob. Well, that's what we're going to find out. How much Doge, how much Litecoin, how many bells, how many of the other little coins you can merge mine through these pools. It's dependent on which mining pool you're in, right? It's going to vary. So once I get mine and I get it set up, I'll let you know how much I'm accumulating. But it's not just Doge. Doge is script. So merge mine. And through these pools, you'll be able to gain also Litecoin and bells and a few others. So you just have to have wallets created for all of them. So I've created a new trust wallet just for mining. I'm going to set up wallets for the mining pool to contribute those coins to. The MyDoge wallet is a separate wallet that I use for tipping and spending and all of that. I'm going to have a different wallet, different Dogecoin wallet for the mining. Keep it separate. Do your live stream voodoo magic. Ramon, I wish I could do that. We got weakness going on now. Bitcoin's not helping. Big red candle. ETH, big red candle. Algorand, red candle. Solana. Oh, Solana's still kind of green at the moment. Well, Solana's one of the green ones for today. So, but yeah, they're not helping. I've seen people posting on X saying the health insurance stocks are skyrocketing. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not, I don't play the whole stock game and go and buy stocks in different sectors based on I don't play that game. I've got a few stocks I swing trade with, and that's it. The most of my stocks are all in my retirement plan, and that's all Vanguard and Russell. So those are funds. But good luck. And good luck to us with Megal as well. I use DexPool. Yeah, I'll look at them and see. The 1,000 Doge miner might make 6 to 10 Doge a day. Yeah, but if it's 6 to 10 Doge a day when Doge is at $1, now we're talking. So it is, so it shall be. What I hate about the Fed when the economy is doing well is overheating. I mean, that's what Trump is saying too, right? Trump's like, look at the economy, look at the stock market, right? Everything's up. Why is the Fed messing with things? And doesn't the Fed also know that if there's lower interest rates, that's going to help the government refinance the debt? The coupons are coming due. Lower interest rates helps the government. But of course, the Fed doesn't want to just help the government, right? They got to look out and make sure they cover their backs and don't cause a recession or stagflation, huge inflation, whatever. So. Yeah, stabilizing 23. That's what we talked about yesterday. It's like, look, we're going sideways at a higher price than we were on Thursday. So Thursday we were going sideways at the 21s. Now we're going sideways in the 23s. I'll take it. It's the summertime. I'll take it. Normal people getting poorer? No. For retirement accounts, the stock market is awesome. You just keep contributing. Your employer matches, buys more, and you just buy into the funds, and it grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. It's amazing how it grows. Or, I mean, I'm talking about the last like 15 years. We showed this on, we showed this during a live stream the other week. We took the S&P 500, we went to the monthly, and we zoomed out. And we said, okay, here we are. From 2009, let's say 2010. Let's go 15 years, right? 15 years. From 2010 to present. It's up 500%. It's up 500% in those 15 years. So if you're doing that, you're not getting poorer. 500% gain is not getting poor. And during that entire 15 years, I've been contributing to my 401k plan into the Vanguard 500 and the Russell 2000 up to the matching limit from my employer. So I double my investment twice a month for 15 years. I don't even need crypto right now. I mean, I can retire and I'm good. I'm good. Now, is that going to continue going up like that? I don't know. Most likely it's going to slow down, you would think, but it's quite a run. That's quite a run that this has been on. At some point in time, and we were doing this during the live, it's like some point in time, there's going to be a dip, right, in the S&P 500. It's going to come up here and there's going to be a dip. Maybe it's 2026. Bear market. Look at what we had before. 2022 was a bear market in stocks. 2018, yeah, a little bit. Little bear market. But could we see that happen in 2026 for the S&P 500? I'm kind of thinking it will. So just be ready for that. Be ready for that. So that's the kind of stuff I look at, big term. Doge looking a little weak right now, 23.5 cents. But that's just short term. Yo, DB, how are you? Not selling until 40 cents. How high do I think it's going to go? I don't know. Right now, we're tracking very nice accumulation here between 23 and 24, right? So without there being a big dip, that's where we'll stay. Bitcoin is settling right at 115, right between 114 and 116. So if Bitcoin stays in this range, Doge will stay in its range. Likely that's where it's going to be. Volume is nothing today. I mean, volume is just practically nothing. It was a big volatile week last week, especially Friday. Huge volume of trading. Now we're in the weekend. It's not much going on. Every single human should have an SP index. It's not bad. In the UK, the communist chancellor is stealing from pension funds again. The UK is so messed up, man. You follow? I don't follow comp. When in 2026? Well, let's get through 2025 first, but typically it's slow and steady. And then there'll be some bigger dips when the black swans happen. Pengu's looking nice. I like that. I still have my Pengu. Yep. It's up at 035, so staying up. That's pretty nice. Can I look at Jasmine? Sure. Jasmine's still at 1.6. Again, that 1.6, it's better than it was down here at 1.5. So it's a higher low, higher high, right? On short term again. And we zoom out more and we know that it was up higher here at 1.9 earlier in August. But after, all of the selling that happened, you got to start coming back somewhere, right? So I'll take it. I'll take it. Dogecoin's turn to outrun the rest. That'll happen right around October 20th. I don't know. We'll see. That October 20th thing is fun to talk about, though. Just something, October 20th. ETH just did its magic. I know. It's cooling off, too. After all that excitement, even ETH just cooling off right here. Sideways. Again, I've got lines drawn between support resistance with ETH, with Bitcoin, with Dogecoin. And so we'll see. You're trading Doge for the fun of it, but it's nice to make money while you're having fun, right? Is there a dip coming in September? Yes. Mid-October? Probably not. Again, next weekend, I will be making my September Dogecoin price prediction video. So we'll get into all the details about how Dogecoin has performed in September in years past, cycles past. Look at Bitcoins and ETHs as well. And so I'll be making that next weekend. But for this weekend, October, look at the past 4 years in October, 41%, 10%, 105%, and 37%. So Octobers are bullish. Septembers are mixed. So take that for what it is. The median is negative for September, but positive for October. But also, I've just noticed in years past that first week of September always has a big dip. And so I'm still counting on that to happen. The UK is messed up. Yeah, I believe it. Yes, I will make a miner setup video once I get the miner. I will record it. Yep. September's always shaky. October and November are good. January, some years, but some years are bad. 2022, January, down 17%. 2018, January, down 33%. That's the beginning of the bear markets. So 2026, I'm betting on a red January. Again, that's just the cycles playing out. And I will continue to follow the cycles until there's not cycles anymore. So we'll see how that goes. Yep, Doge had its major pump, but it wasn't January 1st. It was January 29th. January 29th, because that's when I bought $10,000 worth of Dogecoin at 2 cents. So 500,000 Doge on January 29th. And it went up. I got a 4x on that in 2 days. My $10,000 was $40,000 in 2 days. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, gang. That's what we got for today. Like, it's a Saturday, right? It's cool. We'll see what happens this fall. Again, the setup right now is for alts. If you didn't watch the whole live stream, you can go back and you can look at these charts that I reference here and what these charts mean in terms of alt season. Are we already in it, or is it still coming? So take a look at those. Again, you can just go back to the beginning of the live stream and you can watch my analysis on all of that. We'll be live again on Sunday. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your Saturday or Sunday morning if you're up early. And we'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.